welcome again. It's another preview to this weekend's Premier League fixtures. It's game week number 12, game week 12, and it's the last game week before one of our final international breaks. We won't see another international break till about March. So we're gonna get a good run of fixtures for club football. Both European and domestically. But the weekend, biggest game of the weekend, Manchester derby, Manchester City at home to Manchester United. We spoke a little bit about it in our podcast. I mean, I personally think it's a foregone conclusion. I'm gonna be as sensible as possible without letting the scoreline be ridiculous, because I learnt my lesson. That's what I did when Liverpool played Arsenal. And it wasn't the 3-1 that I thought Liverpool was going to win. It was a 1-1. But Man City are at home. But anything goes in a derby, right? I'm going to go Man City 2-0. So I was going to say 3, but 2-0. Man City 2-0. They're going to outplay Man United. I mean, even midweek, even though Man United beat Juve 2-1, coming from a goal behind, they conceded like 23 shots, and only about like 5 of them were on target. I mean, should be more clinical, Juve. And United had a handful of chances, not really chances, but a handful of shots. It was very, very minimal. It was a bit more solid from them though, but I can't see Man City, like throwing away a dominating performance like that. I mean, 2-3-0 is like on the cards here for me. But I don't want to say like 3-0, because that's quite a bit of goals. Even though I know even Spurs beat Man United 3-0, but I'm gonna go 2-0 Manchester City. We also have Chelsea at home to Everton. Good run of form, still unbeaten Chelsea. I hear that Richarlison is a doubt for the game, and if that is the case and he doesn't play, or even if he is a doubt and he does play but he's not fully fit, like he's not up to his best because he's partially injured, Everton stand no chance. And based off of that, just for the fact that he's a doubt, whether he plays or not, because he's a doubt, he's not going to be his optimal best, it's a Chelsea victory. I'm looking at 3-1, 3-0 Chelsea. Arsenal at the Emirates, they're playing Wolves. Since the opening day and the second game, the first 2 games of the season, Arsenal remained unbeaten in all competitions. I see that will be the case again. I'm gonna go Arsenal 2-0. Arsenal, no. Yeah, 2-0. I'll give them a rare clean sheet. Arsenal 2-0. Beating Wolves, who's, I wouldn't say his form's dipped, but it's just leveled out. It wasn't as spectacular at the start of the season. But obviously you couldn't expect him to maintain that form, being Wolverhampton Wanderers. But I think it's just leveled out, kind of like where they should be. But Arsenal will take all 3 points here. Liverpool at home to Fulham. Now, I know previously I've said that Fulham are going to get relegated, so bearing that in mind, in mind that they just lost 1-0 to Huddersfield, who are also struggling, I can't see much joys for them here. Liverpool 4-0. I want to go Liverpool 4-0 against Fulham. 4-0. We've got Crystal Palace at home, playing Tottenham Hotspurs. Spurs are still at that stage where they're just eking results. We had 3-0 up against Wolves, and then they clawed 2 back, 3-2 last weekend. And then midweek Champions League, they played PSV, 1-0 down, and some late action stuff from them to win the game 2-1. So they're just literally just necks over the finishing line at the moment. They're not at their fluent best. They are struggling a bit, but so are Crystal Palace. they're not doing anything good at all. I'm actually gonna go. Now it depends. If one plays out of Ericsson or Ali, I'll give Spurs a 2-0 win. But if they both start on the bench, so one or both of them could be playing, Spurs will get the win. But if Ellie and Ericsson start on the bench again this weekend, I'm going to give it a 2-2 draw. And I say that because Dembele looks like he's out for a long period of time. He suffered an injury that's going to keep him out for a good few weeks, good number of weeks. And obviously without Dembele, and if Ericsson and Ali start on the bench, there's not much oomph in that team from Spurs. There really isn't. And I can see a 2-2 draw. But if he goes with Ericsson, he goes with Ali, he goes with Son, and he goes with Kane, you know, the usual suspects, we're looking at 2-3-0 Tottenham Hotspurs. Cardiff at home to Brighton. I mean, they really need 3 points here. Like I said, the fight for survival has started. Normally we kind of see it kicking 25 game weeks in, and you know, teams are starting to say, you know, this is where we need 3 points. But I'm saying it's starting now. Game week 12 and fight for survival is on. There's like a 3-point gap between rock bottom and 14th. So it's on. Cardiff need it, but I can see Brighton edging this 1-0. Doing what they do best. I think this is it. Just Brighton 1-0. That's what I'm gonna go with. Huddersfield are at home, another team that is struggling, and they're playing West Ham. Both need the 3 points. West Ham don't want to lose this game because they'll be right back in it with the relegation scrap. But I can see a confident West Ham coming out there. When they play it on Saturday, yeah, on Saturday, confident West Ham on Saturday. 3-0. I'm gonna go 3-0. I'm gonna go 3-0 West Ham. Leicester at home to Burnley. Leicester have been alright in the sense that they haven't been playing well, but they've been getting results, and Burnley haven't been playing well at all. But I have a sneaky feeling that Burnley are going to turn up on Saturday, and I'm actually going to go with a 2-0 Burnley win. Away from home to Leicester, yes. I'm actually going to go with a 2-0 Burnley win. A number of factors. Obviously, Leicester flew out, attended the funeral, come back. I think had not postponed, but you know, didn't resume training immediately, etc. I mean, also Maddison has picked up an injury. I don't think he'll be available for the match as well. I can see Burnley taking an opportunity here, and I think they're going to get all 3 points. And I'm going to go with Burnley 2-0 victory over Leicester. Newcastle at home to Bournemouth. Newcastle picked up a rare first win of the season over the last weekend, but that doesn't mean that they're in form. That was just a one-off game, a one-off result, beating Watford 1-0. But they're playing Bournemouth, who are in scintillating form, and I can't see anything but a Bournemouth win here. I mean, I say that, but Bournemouth haven't been amazing away from home. Most of the good stuff has come at home, so it could be a case where it's a 1-1, 2-2 draw. But Bournemouth's quality could see them through. But I think I'm going to edge Bournemouth with a 2-1 victory. And final game is Southampton versus Watford. I don't know what to say. I mean, I expected Watford to beat Newcastle and they didn't. And I expect them to beat Southampton. Southampton are on the back of a 6-1 thrashing against Man City, so they could be a bit more defensive, a bit more on the fence, you know, solidify the back a bit more. Reset and go again kind of thing. Be careful, bit wary. This game is very hard to say. Where is it going to go? I'm probably going to put it down as a draw. 1-1 draw. Watford 1, Southampton 1, and that's it. That's what I think is going to be. I think the top of the table is going to look pretty similar to what it is now. I think they're all pretty much going to pick up wins. Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs. I think they all pick up wins. So the top of the table will kind of look the same. Just everyone's got 3 extra points. And then a little international break. I say rest and recovery, but it's not really rest and recovery. They're going to be playing hard. internationally, and we may see, you know, what we see international injuries, but we'll see what happens. But this is an important game week because this marks a third of the way through the season. 12 games in, that's the benchmark for a third way, and you can really see what's what, who's looking like they're going to go down, and looking like who's going to win the title, and who's looking like they're going to get into top 4 and Europe's positions into Europa League. But that's it from me. Tell me what you think. Do you think what I said is correct? The results, the predictions, what do you think? Remember, hit the like, subscribe, follow us on all the media platforms, and again, follow us on our weekly podcast. We're going to do another recording hopefully this week, Sunday, and that should be out during the course of next week, and some interesting topics, so stay tuned for that.